Kakamega chapter is comprised of advocates who practice in the entire Western region within the Republic of Kenya. We are here today purposefully to condemn defiance of court orders. The background of, or the genesis of why we are here today is that there were disputes that were moved to court regarding properties within Milimani in Kakamega. The court gave orders, but these orders have not been obeyed, and the Attorney General's office and the Regional Commissioner Office Western Region has defied these court orders. So we want to give, I have a statement which I want to read on behalf of the Law Society Kakamega chapter. Kenya Kakamega chapter strongly condemns the government's refusal to obey court orders stopping the demolitions of the properties within Milimani in Kakamega. Through the office of the Regional Commissioner, Mr. Samson Macharia, and the in charge of the Attorney General Office, Mr. Safford Nyauma, they have defied court orders that were issued by the Honorable Court on the 22nd of November 2023, which were served upon them, stopping the demolition of 3 properties in Milimani belonging to Professor Mutere, pending the hearing of the cases that were filed in court. Under the cover of darkness, on 27th of November, and in the company of police officers and their agents, the Regional Commissioner brought bulldozers into the professor's properties and other properties belonging to Mr. Rai and other residents within Milimani, despite the court orders that are in place. As we speak, about 12 properties have been flattened despite the court orders which are in place. This blatant disregard for court orders undermines the very foundation of our democratic system and erodes public trust in the government's commitment to upholding the rule of law. The judiciary plays a vital role in ensuring a fair and a just society. Court orders are not mere suggestions, but legal obligations that must be respected by all parties, including the Regional Commissioner and the Attorney General. By refusing to comply with court orders, the government is setting a dangerous precedent that undermines the checks and balances designed to protect the rights and freedoms of all citizens of this country. The government's action not only undermines the authority of the judiciary, but also threatens the fundamental principle of justice and fairness. When court orders are ignored, it creates a climate of impunity, where those in power can act above the law without consequences. This erodes public confidence in the justice system and fosters a sense of injustice among the affected parties. It is the duty of the government to uphold the rule of law and respect the independence of the judiciary. The LSK Kakamega chapter calls on the government to immediately reverse its decision, comply with all court orders, and follow the due process. The government is bound as a national duty imposed by Article 40 of the Constitution to protect the right of every person to acquire and own property in any part of the country and to uphold the national values and the principles on the protection of the right to property.
We are aware that threats have been made against the life and safety of one judicial officer, that is Honorable Gladys Kiama, out of what she did as a cause, as part of her cause of duties. We are aware that she delivered a judgment against the Honorable MP SALASYA. We are aware of the remarks and statements and declarations made by Honorable SALASYA, which are pending investigation by the police. We wish to advise the good MP and the public in general that court decisions are as a result of intense legal reasoning. So you do not fault by social media hype and attack the judicial officer who made those decisions. There is due process of challenging those decisions if you really feel that your rights have been trampled on. That is why the law clearly provides for the rights of appeal and review in cases that are deserving. So for the good MP of Mumias East to go on social media and issue threats and send texts and post messages against the judiciary and its officers are a serious affront to the third organ of government, that is the judiciary. In light and in close connection of that, we feel this is a very coordinated and close operation by the other organs of government. We do not want rogue public officers to go back and throw us into the streets for want of sufficient judicial officers. Now, these actions give Kakamega a terrible name in terms of judicial staffing, and we feel the pinch. And eventually, you members of the public will still feel the pinch, because no judicial officers will come to a station that does not obey orders. And if orders are issued, then the judicial officers are blatantly and clearly attacked in broad daylight. We can't guarantee the safety of those judicial officers if their residences are going to be demolished in the middle of the night. We are hopeful that the good MP will find reason once he comes back to his senses and apologizes for those remarks and offers to make serious amends both to the public and the judiciary in good time. We do not want to expect and see that he not only continues being unkempt in hair, but also in his ethics, in his statements, in his order, in his understanding of the legal processes, and in his own understanding of the law. He must remain kempt, at least in pursuance of the rule of law, so that he respects the orders that the parliament make for the purpose of the judiciary officers undertaking and carrying out their formal duties.
My name is Gabriel Mukele. I have never seen this in my long life as a lawyer, an advocate in 1969, set up an office here in 1970, and brought all the courts in Western Province along with other people. But I've never seen this, where the executive feels that they are in charge, not obeying court orders. At this rate, my colleagues and my friends, there is no wonder that there are chaos in Baringo, there are chaos in Lamu, and it will extend. At the end of the day, what will Kenya be like? Please, whoever is concerned, stop this immediately.
My name is Agri Shitsama. I join my colleagues in the sentiments expressed because I'm aware that in the ruling delivered yesterday over the housing levy issue, the president was heard to say that he'll follow the due process of the law. He'll make sure that Parliament enacts laws to align with the Constitution. So if the head of the nation is able to say we'll follow the law, who is this at the ground level that thinks that is above the law? I think I want to condemn in the highest terms. And the police still went ahead. The regional commissioner went ahead. My clients on Monday, the following day, sacked me. Yes, they said, you have not given us any protection. Now what happens to my colleagues? We'll all end up being sacked. And yet, we also have a role to play in society.